This first one goes for race morning. It can be a little bit stressful with athletes rushing around trying to sort out their own kit, doing their warm-up, course recce, whatever other last-minute things. And it is tempting to use your transition space and more to keep yourself calm and do your own organisation. But it's a sure way to upset your neighbours in transition. So I'd recommend doing all of your packing and your organising back at home or in your hotel room. And it's a sure way to make your life and your neighbours' lives much easier. Right, this one might need a little bit of explanation because lubrication is your friend, especially when it comes to the swim, for two reasons. So first up, you don't want to get any rubs, especially around your neck if you're wearing a swim skin or a wetsuit. But secondly, so you can help get it off that much more easily when you get into T1. So lubricating your wrists and your ankles will just help it slide off. And also an added bonus, if anyone does try to grab hold of your ankles in the swim, well, they're going to be a little bit more slippery. Well, sticking with the swim, this leads me on to the next one. Triathlon is a non-contact sport, although that said, contact's often unavoidable in the swim, and it's not against the race rules. Although, do respect your fellow competitors, so please, no dunking, ankle grabbing, or intentional hitting. And I know sometimes it does feel like someone else has done it to you on purpose, but 9 times out of 10, they probably just got their hands and arms in the wrong place at the wrong time. So try and just focus purely on your own race. Having a great looking race bike with a slam stem, forward position saddle, aero hydration certainly looks great, and it's great for aerodynamics. Only if you can ride and hold that position. There's no point in having a wonderful looking setup in a position that you can't hold, you're not comfortable in, and can't put the power out. So make sure that you get the perfect balance between aerodynamics and a position that you can maintain. The same goes for your kit and any extras on your bike. Having an aero helmet when you're going to be riding with your head up high, for example, defeats the object. And the same goes for a disc wheel. If you're riding somewhere really windy, you've got the aerodynamic benefits of a disc wheel, but you're going to be spending most of your time on your base bars or on your brakes, then it kind of cancels it out. This is a bold one, and who am I to tell you what you can and can't wear? But in my opinion, if you care to hear it, white tri-suits are best left to the pros. The fact that the former world champion Jan Frodeno can wear one with style doesn't mean that if we put on a white tri-suit, we're going to have the same style and the same performance as him. And as much as I do love white, once it's been worn for several hours and it's wet, it might not look quite as good as you'd first imagined. There are clear drafting rules for all non-drafting events, and the distances can be anything from 7 to 20 metres depending on what event you're doing. There's also a set time for the time you're allowed to overtake someone and the time that you have to drop back if you've been overtaken. So if you are the person doing the overtaking, make sure you maintain the same power and speed that you were doing beforehand. Don't suddenly ease up, take a drink, and back off, because the person behind you is probably going to have to brake and then lose all of their momentum. Littering is against the rules in pretty much any triathlon, but most of them try and help you out with a drop litter zone, and this normally coincides with a drink and refuel station, both for the bike and the run. If you do intend to grab a bottle of water or a cup on the run, then just check behind you first, so you don't want to be cutting up a fellow athlete. And the same goes for when you want to discard of your rubbish. When you're aiming for the bin with that sticky gel packet, just make sure there's not a fellow athlete in between you and the bin, and especially for water bottles on the bike, because you don't want to be throwing your bottle in between another rider's spokes. Heading out of T1 or into T2 can get a little manic, especially in the bigger races. And it's actually where probably most of the tumbles on the bike course happen, around that mount and dismount line. So if you know that you're someone who maybe has a little wobble when you're getting on the bike, just keep to one side and be aware of those around you. And the same goes for the dismount. If you don't do a flying dismount, then keep to one side so you're not going to cause a potential domino effect of suddenly stopping with lots of people behind you. You are in a race, and yes, I get that. I'm competitive too, but so are all of your other competitors. And when it gets to the feed stations, especially later on in a race, it can get a little bit crowded and a bit hectic, so make sure you respect those around you. And if, for example, it's a hot race, they're running low on sponges or ice, or they've only got 3 cups of water left, and say you're running in a group of 3, just take the one and make sure you leave some for somebody else. And the same goes for respect when it comes to queues. Admit I am British and we do love to queue, but if there's a bathroom queue before your race, during, or even after, I'm sure everyone else is going to be just as desperate as you, so wait your turn. Right, I'm aware that some of you aren't going to agree with me on this one, but I personally feel it's quite important. If you're doing a race, you quite often have your name on your race number, so you're likely to get some of the other supporters giving you a bit of a cheer.
Yay! Go on! Go Heather! Good work!
Go Heather!
Now, I know sometimes you can be so in the zone or hurting so much that you're not even going to notice it, but if you do, just a little nod or a smile is a nice gesture as a thank you to the crowd supporting you. I personally try and give a wave when it's early on in the race, and admittedly towards the end it does often end up being just a smile, but I get quite a lot of energy back from engaging with the crowd, and if you haven't tried it already, I'd recommend giving it a go in your next race. These rules might not be found in a book, but they are equally important if you want to enjoy your next race and ensure that your fellow competitors have a great experience too. But if there are any rules that you've thought about that I've actually missed off, let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. And subscribe by hitting the globe to make sure you get all of our videos from GTM. And if you want to see a video on how to plan and prepare for your next Ironman race, we've made one just here. And if you want to see 9 triathlon mistakes to avoid, we've done a video on that just here.